Did you know that only 30% of people that set goals actually succeed in achieving those goals? Here we are, end of quarter one. I'm here to tell you that people are super excited. November, December, I see it in my organization. I see the agents ready to roll, a new beginning, kind of the New Year's resolution feel, and then they fall off. And usually they fall off pretty quickly. I'm here to say, since we're now into quarter two and quarter one's behind us, let's dive in. Let's grab at those goals. Make sure we're continuing. If you are doing well and staying the path, you got to stay the path, because it'll take not too much to get you off track. And if you have fallen off and maybe forgot some of those goals, let's re-energize and let's make sure that you are part of the 30% that succeed in those goals. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane, Real Estate Agent Playbook. Super excited for this one. As always, book a game plan call with me. If you feel like you need a little bit of help, maybe an accountability partner, I'd be happy to take 15 to 30 minutes with you and just revisit those goals, kind of give you some re-energized energy. I love talking to agents all over, so just book a call on my calendar link. Would love to help you out any way I can, as always. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. The reason that goals have only a 30% success rate is because they're hard. And if we're setting goals correctly, and you went through my 3-part video series on goal setting, I'll link that right here. If you want to revisit it, you can also set goals right now. It doesn't have to be on January 1st, but the reason is because we set goals that are hard, that we're trying to improve every single time. There's a lot of extenuating circumstances, especially in our business. As we continue to progress, we want to set our goals higher and higher. And sometimes it's hard. And when our mind faces hard things, it's really easy to pull back and, say, oh, not do that, or that doesn't work, or it's too cold outside, or all the things. And so that's where we need to really focus in and, remember and put ourselves back in that space that we were when we set those goals, when we were super excited, when we were on fire to achieve. That's where we need to get to again, if you have fallen off. Next, say that is you. What can we do to re-engage the goals? If you're on a good trajectory, you're right where you're supposed to be, you're achieving, I think it's important that we look back and look at those goals and say, okay, what do we do? And the truth is, this hustle culture has kind of given us, some people that are in the hustle culture, I don't set goals, all that stuff, which is fine. But the truth is, we hustle too much. And if we're setting these goals, they need to be a benchmark, something we can look back on and create a checkpoint along the way. So even if you're on the right track and you're doing the thing, we can't just forget about them, because the further they get away, the easier they slip from our mind, the easier that we go a different route. So revisit those goals, re-engage. If you're absolutely crushing it and you're killing your goals, maybe you set a little bit higher standard, so you were constantly trying to climb and constantly trying to do that. If you've forgotten some of those goals, or maybe something happened, health or whatever, in the last quarter, it's not time to downgrade our goals. I'm never a fan of downgrading our goals. I reassess and pull them back up. We're still going for that. The good news is you have 3 quarters of the year left to absolutely crush your goals and achieve what you need to do. So just take a little moment, whether you're doing well or not, to re-engage and re-energize. Go to that space we were when we were a little bit slower, when life wasn't so busy back, before the holidays, or whenever you set your goals, and get in that space again, and either, go back and pull those goals and put them in your forefront and your focus, or maybe we need to upgrade them. If we're absolutely crushing it, let's see if we can achieve more. Let's see if we can make it a record year, versus just achieving that goal. There's nothing that says you have to, stop when you achieve that goal. So take some time out of the hustle, sit down, re-engage with those goals, and you'll absolutely see something different. And remember, we're not changing anything. If you're behind, you absolutely have time to make up ground, because you have 3 quarters left. And then once we revisit them, we have to put them in a normal place, put them where you can see them, because if you forgot about them, I have my vision board right here, which, I make in conjunction with my goals, as you know. And so I see it every single day. And sometimes papers get piled over it, and, I maybe forget where I'm going, but I have to clear off my desk and make sure I'm seeing that, and maybe put it in a different, more prominent place, so I'm constantly reminded, so that we don't have to watch a YouTube video right here to be reminded to go back and re-engage with those goals. And the honest truth is, I'm just here to try and motivate you to not give up on those goals, not leave them behind, or not just say, okay, there are goals, I set them low, I'm doing well, and not use that to level up, because it's all about leveling up in this business right now in the real estate world. The real estate agents that are busy are super busy. The real estate agents that are not are super slow. And so we have to understand that, take that time, whether you're busy or you're on the slow train, to get those goals and make some changes, right? If you're looking at your goals, we don't want to do a whole nother goal setting session. You're looking at them. What are you going to do to change it? What are you going to do to make those important? What are you going to do to make those things paramount? And what do you have to change so that you can actually reach them? And now you might have to make up some time. So you might have to go into overdrive. And that's important. And it's okay to work, right? It's okay to, have that work ethic and do it, and not just tell people you're grinding, but actually grind, right? And so that's where we can really take the time right now. And you have time. You have time to capitalize. You have time to build momentum. And just because you're a little bit behind on your quarter goals, myself, when I set my goals, I know that Q2 and Q3 are traditionally my best years for volume. So I say, okay, I'm going to divide the year into, sixths. 1/6 of my goal should be Q1. 2/6 of my goal should be Q2. 2/6 of my goal should be Q3, and 1/6 should be Q4, because I know that's my cyclical business. Most real estate agents have a similar cycle. It's not always the spring and summer is the busy season, depending on where you're at, but you can kind of plan that way. And it's okay that Q1 is a little bit less in volume for me, because I know that Q2 and Q3 and the things that I'm doing in Q1 to energize and, time the market with the buyers and do all of those things are going to increase my volume, increase my production in those timeframes. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm way behind. My goals are out the window. If you throw your goals out the window and you're on free cruise control for the next 9 months, you absolutely will not achieve what you want to achieve. You'll be sitting in the goal session next December being like, okay, I'm going to do it. You're getting amped up. The truth is, you're not being fair to yourself if you're doing that. So I'm just here to tell you, to remind you, revisit those goals. If you want to sit down and see what my team is doing to achieve those goals, and we set quarterly goals in addition to our yearly goals, and just make sure we're revisiting. Now, we set 12-week year goals, right? And if you haven't read that book, that's fine. I set annual goals and then 12-week year goals based on that. So with me, I can revisit them and say, okay, do I need to amp it up, or are we good just carrying over the goals from last quarter into this quarter, because we're going to achieve the annual goals? So make a system, make a plan. The only thing I don't want you to do is just say, I can't reach those goals, and throw them out the window, no matter how far you are behind or how far ahead you are. If you're ahead, let's step it up. I'm challenging you right now. Give me a call. Would love to chat with you anytime. But that's all I got for today. So don't forget about those goals. Just because we're in Q2 and the sun's nice and you don't really care about your income or whatever, go get them, re-engage, take some time away from the hustle to focus and make sure that we're hitting every single one of those goals every single chance we get, because you want to be in the top 30%. Jeremy Kane, helping real estate agents win every single day at the game of real estate. Let's go.